good on. This Noah's Ark 2x2 formation. Round change, down we go, racing for the first time this season. 3 hours of GT action, it's go.
This is very tight as they come down. Group of cars coming in, this has all got trouble written all over it. This is G3 car.
From downhill, they're heading with the Aqua Minerale. Imola, of course. There's another one off through the gravel. As wide as possible as they drop downhill, but in that drop inside line. Yes, oh, he did. There we go.
Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below.
Well, good morning everyone, and it begins here. The very start of the brand new championship that AOR's been building up so readily for. We are about to go live for a good few minutes of Superpole qualifying for the top tier of the first round of AOR's Endurance Championship. It's the maiden Endurance Championship for ACC, and we've got the top tier boys, the spicy boys, going head to head for the next couple of minutes. I am joined by Cardinal. Smith, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing, Rage? I am doing very well. I'm very excited, as you say, the maiden Superpole of the maiden Endurance Championship of AOR. Very exciting to be here at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya.
Yes, indeed. Well spotted, if you didn't already. We're in Spain! Sunny Spain! It's one of those kind of tracks that's always been around, really. So I think it started around the circuit for F1 in the 90s. It's had a few kind of alterations, being this one that we're watching right now. The final chicane section didn't used to be that boring. Used to be a nice sweeping right-hand corner, straight down to the back straight here as we're watching Adam DeBille get some practice in. But it's one of those tracks that always does kind of turn up some good racing. So we should see some really good times being set by these boys. I've got no idea what the pace is around here for these guys. I'm sure it's going to be pretty damn spicy. I know looking at some of the other teams that I've been working with, around about 42, 43 seems to be a fast time. However, these ain't ordinary boys. 142.7 in practice has already been put down, and a couple of them have got quite close. So we've got, which should be the fastest guys out here, and I've just noticed Mr. Black Gold Saw has snuck his way in at the very last minute there. He's out already, and surprise, surprise, he's in a Bentley.
Good old Black Gold Saw loves his Bentley. And just while we watch these guys going around, they're warming up for this Superpole, which is going to be pretty exciting to watch. They only have one lap to pull off. Each of them, only a few of them managing to do the 142s in the practice sessions that have taken place all week. On the other server, we also have Tier 2 competing for their Superpole as well. So we got 2 tiers today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just getting a message that we should be watching those because they're going to do their Superpole first.
Oh, is that how we're doing it? Okay. All right. Well, I wasn't
believe
sure
so.
how we're doing it. I thought we were going to be watching the top tier. But we can watch Tier 2 and then Tier 1. That's not a problem. We have to go into another server, though, don't we, for that? Okay. All right. Well, let's move on over. I missed the memo. Anyway, let's. I'm probably getting moaned at here. Wrong server, mate. There we go. Okay. All right. We'll hop over to Tier 2 to get into that, and then we'll come back to this one. So a slight change to the proceedings. Let's see if we can do that right now. We will.
Hey, it's our first time, right?
Yeah, why not? Let's pop this up while we just change servers, guys. Okay. Well, we would also need to change. Well, I'm not going to change the. Well, I'd have to actually. Never mind. Okay. Sorry, I'm talking to myself here. Let's just quickly get into this. That's wrong. I didn't know we were doing it this way around.
Neither did I.
It's always good to let everyone know. Okay.
But here we are. We get ourselves warmed up with Tier 1, right? With Tier 2 ahead of Tier 1.
Yes, we shall. What I do have to do though is probably just disconnect from that. And now we're in here. I can reconnect again. Good. And I will have to disconnect from this. Never mind. Okay, let's close that down. I hope I don't have to disconnect from that. Connect.
Start as we mean to go on.
Yes, exactly. Okay, good. Yes, we're in. We're on server 2 now, and everyone should be able to see that very shortly as we hop on over to see what's going on. Okay, we've got people in the pit at the moment. So how does it work? Do you know the? Do you know how it's meant to go down? This whole situation.
As in Superpole?
Yes.
Yeah, so I believe these guys are they have spent all week qualifying as a team. Their average lap times have put them into the top 10, and those top 10 teams have one lap to set from one driver to set this time, and that assigns the top 10 the start of this endurance Grand Prix.
Okay, so they all have one go at it, one shot.
One shot, mum spaghetti, exactly.
So mum spaghetti. Okay, so at the moment we're into the qualifying now. So would that means that Ludwig's, Deck, and Takanashi have already put in a time? Because they only get one go at it, right? Or at least Ludwig's and Deck have already done it.
As far as I'm aware, yes. So Ludwig's is already provisional pole.
Yeah. Okay. Right, so we're on board at the moment with Manuel Rutter. He's part of the whatever team that is, the number 5 car. I'm not going to say that, very German. So he's running around at the moment. Let's see if we can. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. More outrage. There you go. Now you can see Manuel Rutter coming through the middle section. Sorry, Ark. Thanks for being there. I appreciate the help. Otherwise, we still had the starting soon screen. It's all going wrong. Never mind. I think we're all live now, and everyone can see what's going on as we're watching Rutter put in a lap. He's going through turn 10 now. So this changed turn 10, hasn't it? But not on this game.
That's right. Just last year, they changed it to match the MotoGP, the bike format. So it's got a deeper entry and a sort of smoother left-hand turn rather than that tight corner they had previously. I believe it's safer. Also to encourage more overtakes.
Right. Right, okay. Well, we're on board now with Rutter, as the chat's saying. You're not on board! We are now, okay? Rutter coming across the line, putting in... what was that? A 1:44.4. That's not good enough for pole. It's all she wrote, though, for Rutter. So there's very organised, this. Now we're going to have to go live with Takanashi. Now, we know Takanashi's part of the Karim Bimba Motorsport team. I don't think he's out on track, though. So we're not going with him. We're going out with Nigel Arts. He's just started with the Scuderia Ravioli team, I think. Or at least that's what the paint's called. But hey, ho. So let's have a look at his paint scheme. It looks absolutely fantastic. As he comes through turns 3 and 4.
It does. And Nigel Arts, his team did a 144.0, 144 flat in their weekly qualifying. That would put them second on the board right now.
Perfect. I'll rely on you for all of the statistics to keep us going, because I got sent them, but didn't look at them. I was elbow deep in baby feces most of this morning, so unfortunately I couldn't look at all that information, because father duties unfortunately come first. But never mind, at least we're here on time, and we're watching what's going on around Circuit de Barcelona, as Art's got a little bit wide through that section, but he looks like he's doing alright. This looks okay. Can't see if he's up on his time. He's doing okay at the moment. Obviously, they haven't put in time, so we don't know the gaps to the guys in front of them. So it is completely random for us. We can't even see if they're up through different sections of the track. So it's literally just wait until they cross the line and we see where they come.
It very much is. There's no reference point to go off. And these guys racing right now don't even have that reference point. There's no predicted lap time. They've just got to trust what they're doing is right and absolutely send it for one full lap.
Yep. Ooh, a little bit of a kick over that curb, but that's not going to help his way around the track. We go on board then as we go around the last corner for Arts. Can Nigel put it on the top stop? He goes third into the 44.3, mid 44s.
For the mid 44s, indeed. So we're seeing the drivers be a few tenths down on what they were able to set throughout the week, as Nigel Arts just pulls off in here, and we'll quickly switch back into the pits.
Yep.
And I think Ricky Takanasha is just about to start a lap here.
Yep, so we got Ricky Takanashi, I think his name. Karim Bimba Motorsport. He's the second part of that team. I think they've got two cars. In the Ford EcoBoost paint job on the Ferrari there, looking absolutely mighty this afternoon as he goes through turn 4. I know Rika Takanashi is very fast, so I'll be surprised if he doesn't put it at least in the top 3. So yeah, looking for good things from this man. The 420 car, definitely not a meme car, this one, as he comes through to end the first section here, and we're going to dip down through the tight little twisty part. I love this part of the track. The quick left-hander. It's very nice. Down a couple of gears goes Rika Takanashi, and he's going to go for the long sweeping right-hander before we go down towards turn 10. So this should be turn 9. There we go. Lovely. He does it quite well. Just for our viewers, the teams that qualified on pole, provisional pole, coming into the Superpole, they get to go last, so the track is going to come, well, not very much, but towards them. They're going to have that slight advantage, and maybe that'll work. Takanashi qualified just ahead of Scuderia Ravioli, so this all makes sense for the Ford EcoBoost Castrol Edge team. Yep, I do like this team. Their paint job is all the memes all the time. Come on, Rika Takanashi, what can he do? Coming across the line, round the last corner here. Running down to the line, I'm going to say it's going to be in the top 2. Crossing the line, goes pole by some margin, 143.725. Good stuff, Rika.
Wow, blazing.
Yep. Absolutely fantastic. Right, we're on board with, all right, let's pronounce that one, Dot Dipanshu. Never heard of this gentleman, but anyway, we don't know what team he's with. Could you find out what team the 720 is?
Of course, he's with the Indian racing community, Zach Code Brown.
Brilliant. Good stuff. Well, his paint
in
hasn't
the
loaded.
720 car.
His paint hasn't loaded for us, which is very frustrating. We'll maybe knock on Toaster's door and see if we can get that sorted out. So the 720 car, let's make a note of that. We'll see if we can get him, for the race at least, his paint showing for everyone else. But never mind, he is off and on his way. So this young gentleman would have come in, I guess, fourth. About fourth or fifth? I think fifth.
Yeah, you're absolutely fifth. Fifth, you're right. Just ahead of Karen Bimba, and they were expecting a 143.9, high 143.9.
Okay, all right. So he's got his work cut out then. Rika Takanashi absolutely smashing down the lap. What an absolute legend. He's going to be definitely friends with the rest of the team this afternoon. Drinks all round. Not quite yet, though. It's only the morning still. I forget. Normally we do this in the evening. It's coffee time. Coffee's all round.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We've got a long day ahead of us.
Oh, God, we do. We've got 9 hours of Barcelona coming up very shortly. We've got an hour of qualifying, though. We're on board then with Japan. I'm just going to call him Japan for now because it's just easier as he comes through roughly turns 11 and 12. Down into this little technical section before the very end. I hate it in comparison to the old track. The old track was so much nicer. Never mind. This just ruins the flow. But anyway, coming across the line, hopefully inside the top 3 for the Zach Code Brown Indian Racing Team. Why not? What is he going to do? Oh, he does take the pole by some margin, 143.4. This track is definitely rubbering in. Takanashi getting pushed down to second place. Good stuff.
I wonder with the delay of between each driver, it's just getting better and better each time. But I guess these guys, you know, they set faster qualifyings. Car 478's up next. Marcus Deck with the Valkyrie by Francis-Shop Miniatures team. Why is that written twice? Is that I don't know. Here we are.
It's not Deck. Deck's already done. We're on board with Nicholas Tardioli in the Valkyrie Esports 720 Team Yellow, even though his car is blue with a yellow stripe down the windscreen. This 478 car, it looks quite nice, that McLaren, not going to lie, looks pretty damn spangly. Great lap, says the original Sticks. It was a great lap. Japan really laying down the gauntlet for everyone else, beating Takanashi, which we thought was by some margin that he had over the top of Ludwig's, but nope. Japan managed to shorten that gap, so he did a 143.9 in his qualifying, and that's what we thought we were going to get, but he put down a 143.4, so it just tells you that these guys have got so much pace in them, sometimes it just comes out at weird times. We've got an optimum track. Track temperature is 29 degrees, air temperature is at 24 degrees, so it's quite warm out there.
It is. I'm just admiring that everyone's done a clean lap so far. And I'm just trying to put myself in this situation. One shot, one lap in qualifying. Your whole team's got you to this position with an average pace throughout a week. And you have this one moment. I'd absolutely bottle it. I
mean, you could.
Tardioli coming through the chicane. Looks pretty clean. Right through the last quarter. No sight of a bottle anywhere. Wow, 143.5 into second place. Another quick time, 2/10 ahead of Takanashi.
Yep. It's, well, look at, didn't quite pip the pole, but it was very, very close. JSR said also it's not the times that are getting faster because they're going out in reverse top 10 order in the pre-qualifying. Well, technically they are going faster though, aren't they? We are on board now with Martin Riptide in the G-Wiz Racing McLaren. He is the number 21 car, I think. That looks a little bit like a golf livery slapped together quite quickly for the 21 team. G-Wiz Racing coming across the line then to start his lap. So he would have qualified in third place, right? So he should be...
That's right.
he should be right up there as he comes through turn 1.
Yeah, G-Wiz Racing was a 10th ahead of all the cars we've seen so far, so they do have pace. Pretty strong team. They've got a certain Macintosh, Riptide, and they'll be fighting at the top of this in this afternoon and evening at Barcelona throughout.
Do they have the Ryan Macintosh?
It's the Glenn Macintosh.
Oh, secondary Macintoshes.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Vanderbilt
But
saying, can we
can't
have
have enough
more
Macintosh.
onboard, please? Easier to see how good the lap is from onboard. Yes, you may. You ask for onboard, you'll get it. But the annoying version. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? All you can see is the driver. I'm only kidding. There you go. On board, then, with Riptide. You can see how well the lap goes. Andy Vanderbilt. Haven't you got some work to do, Andy? Aren't you racing soon? It's good to see you in the chat, buddy. Oh, looks like he misses the apex there through 10. But still, good stuff from Riptide. We were talking too much. We didn't see the beginning part of his lap, but it looks okay. Bit hesitant on the throttle there. A little bit of a wiggle on the exit, but still going well. I should get the track turn numbers up so we know what number we're going through. Kind of just eyeballing it now. It's too early in the morning for me. I had a drink last night. Okay, last lap here. Last turn, sorry. We're going down the pitch straight here. What can the 21 car do? Can he get inside the top 3?
No. It's a 1:44.8.
That's a slower time, isn't it, for Riptide? Bottled it, like you said.
They got the Cardinal bottle.
The Cardinal bottle. Lovely. Right, so we're with Gaurav Aurora in the GPX Racing 54. So he was P2 in the pre-qualifying sessions that we've been doing all week. So he should be, again, quite speedy. So, yeah, Riptide bottles it. He'll be in P8, at least P8, but probably he'll be last. Well, P10 anyway for the race. Okay, let's have a look to see what Architectus says. Malicious compliance. Exactly. That's the kind of vibe I was giving off. Just malicious compliance. This looks like a good lap, actually, from Aurora. Really wide into, I think this is about turn 5 and 6. It's a good angle.
It is, using pretty much all the track they can get. And this is the second Indian racing community, but the Porsche boys.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, 1:43.8. This team mustered up second place in the qualifying. They will not want to grab that bottle that G-Wiz Racing just grabbed. A third place they were lined up for. Now back in 8th. Maybe going to be 10th.
Let's have a look at that Porsche livery as it comes down towards turn 10. It's a nice livery, that one. Nice little blue and white number. Somewhat reminiscent of a Williams, eh?
The little Martini-esque, eh?
Yep. Oh, gets that apex somewhat wrong, but managed to tuck in the front end there, making the most out of probably a slightly bad entry, but is all good. Coming through the final section here. Doesn't grab curb. Decides better of it. The Porsche doesn't like a lot of curb. So, through the last corner then. What can the 54 do? Pole is up for grabs as he comes across the line. No, it's good for 6th, probably 7th at the end of this. Grabbed a bottle.
Grab the bottle. You know what? We've seen these guys in the top 3 really tentative through their hot laps. And is the pressure out there, you know, with this one lap? Are we seeing people in 4th, 5th, 6th who qualified all week suddenly being gifted an opportunity as we see Alan Gronlier start his fast lap in the Aston? So this is the pole setter.
So this is, he says Team TBD. I don't know if that's actually the team name. Do you know what the team name is for the 738 car?
There's something Dutch sounding.
Okay, that's good enough for me. Dutchy boys then, going for pole. It's the last car we've got of the Tier 2. So I don't think the actual race is not going to be streamed for Tier 2, though, is it, unfortunately? But never mind. It's always good to see whereabouts they're going to be placed. At the moment, Dipan coming in at the very middle of this session and absolutely blasting away at Takanashi. Tardioli just about pipped Takanashi for second place. And now we've got Grongnier trying to go for pole in the final little section here of the Tier 2 Superpole. It's getting quite spicy. It's exciting, this.
It is. I can't wait to see Tier 1.
So Richie in chat says Gronlier's individual time wasn't as good as many others in this session. His team average was just really good. So Alan might not be a shout for the pole here.
We did have 2 Gronliers, so there was an Alan and a Rico.
Okay.
Depending on which one we have here, but it's very true. We were talking about Takanashi getting blown away. Takanashi's in 3rd. It was still a good lap.
Yeah. Well, the gap from Takanashi back to Ludwig's, that was what I was so surprised of. It was 2 tenths. You don't normally see such a big gap. You can tell that was obviously a bit of track progression that helped there. And then obviously, yeah, Dipan's time was just so good. As we go across the line, it's good enough for 9th for Gronlier. That's what we expected. So there is your poles. We've got Dipanshu in the pole position in the 720 car with a 143.494. And then we've got Tardioli in the 478 car in 2nd, Takanashi in 3rd, Ludwig's 4th, Deck in 5th, Aurora 6th, Arts in 7th, Rutter 8th, Gronlier in 9th, and unfortunately Riptide was going to be a shout for the pole, but he grabbed one of those bottles that we've been talking about. He will start in 10th.
Okay, and I get, does that change much in the way of strategy for your race? I mean, it's a much busier start at the beginning of Barcelona, especially. So I think what we're going to do now is, now that we have the positions lined up for the Tier 2 race, is we will hope to speak with perhaps the pole setter.
Yes, we can see if we can speak to Dipan if he's available. Let's have a little look.
The Zach Code Brown team.
Yes, we'll see if we can have a little chat with either of them. I can't get in. That's what I need to do. Turn to garage. Okay.
There we go. Waiting for interview.
Oh, was he there?
Yeah, you. I'll just pull him in now.
Perfect.
Dipanshu.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Especially after that lap.
You made it count when it mattered there. I'm sorry if we're pronouncing your name wrong. Dipanshu is what we agreed on. Are we right?
Yes, it's kind of right. Yes.
Okay.
It's like 90% right.
Okay, well, we'll stay with it. We'll go with Dipan for now. It's easier for us English boys. But mate, you really laid down the gauntlet. You pipped Takanashi and Tardioli tried to get that pole position away from you. How do you kind of put your mental game all in focus for that one lap? Do you just literally just send it, or is there a way that you get yourself into that mindset?
For me, the complete mindset was that I am okay with any position. Honestly, I was ready for starting in P10, and I was like, I will just give it all I have, and I will hope for the best. So while crossing the line also, I was thinking that I will be doing somewhere around 144 zeros or 143.9, but when I crossed the line, I myself was surprised seeing the time, and I was legit shivering.
So there was a big cheer inside the car when you crossed the line.
Yes, indeed, because my teammates were also watching on Discord,
Yes.
and they were also next level surprised about the time. And now the guy who is supposed to start the main race has a lot of pressure on him.
Oh no. Okay, well that's good though. It's the best place you can start this race. Obviously, with turn 1 being quite aggressive. And what's your plan of action for going into turn 1? I know you might not have discussed it just yet, but are you going to try and just hold on to that lead for as long as possible?
Yes, that's the current plan. So to hold on the lead as long as possible and see from there where it goes.
Perfect. Well, brilliant job there, mate. Really, really well done. It was great to see someone come out in the middle of the pack there and just put an absolutely perfect lap together. And like you say, you surprised yourself. Yeah, well done and looking good for the race, mate. So best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
No problem. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, see ya.
Well, there you go.
Fantastic.
Go on, sorry.
Indian racing community first and further down, but they've swapped around. So, and with that, the end of Tier 2 Superpole, we can move on to Tier 1 Superpole, back to our even faster boys.
We can. Let's see if we can jump out of here. This somewhat works, but it's a little bit finicky for those broadcasting, because there's lots of turning off and on, which is very frustrating, but never mind. We'll disconnect from that, and we'll disconnect from that. Okay, right. Shouldn't be too long, boys, and we'll get on to the top boys for the old Superpole. Let's see if we can find the Tier 1. There we go. Connect. Perfect. Right. Hold fire. We did miss, unfortunately, the first couple of guys going out for the Superpole last time. So we don't want to do that this time. Have we already got someone going? I think we do. Let's quickly hop over. I'm terribly sorry for the...
No, I think we're just in free practice, so don't worry. We're about to... The race is going to switch over to the qualifying session soon, and we will get going.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Brilliant. Okay, we're all in, and we're good to go for 10 laps, then, of Barcelona with the speedy boys. Let's see if we can quickly just hop on board, and hopefully we're all good to go. It's just changing.
And so
just changing all the bits and pieces around, isn't it? Are we in the session? We are in the session. Fabulous. Okay. Who are we starting on then with? It looks like it's Trevor Wenham leaving the pits there.
That's right. Trevor Wenham qualified 10th, himself and Christian Kelly, in the Le Mans Rennsport LMR in the Platinum category, number 444. That McLaren first out to do its warm-up lap, which is essential in this case. How do you even approach getting everything warm enough for one lap?
You just gotta... I guess you gotta just go for it. I always find the best way of warming up the car is by doing a lap. I know people always wiggle all around and try and, do all of that crazy driving like we're seeing Trevor Wenham doing right now. I always find the best way to warm up the car is literally just do a lap. And do a fast lap as quick as you can. Because it puts all of the heat in the right areas of the tyres and gets the bits warmed up that you need to go. Because you're about to do exactly the same thing, but in aggression. So I always think if you want to go out and get a fast lap, just go and do a lap. It always reminds me of, I think it was Monza 2018, where we may have been in a safety car situation. There was all of the we're talking about F1 here, all of the cars behind were weaving left, right and centre, and we just had Raikkonen going straight down the back straight towards Parabolica. He couldn't be bothered to warm up those tyres. Raikkonen doesn't need heat in his tyres. He just goes straight. And I think that's the way you got to approach it. Just go for it. Don't think too much about it, and do the best you can. But Wenham's going to be up against it, like we said, because he's the first one to go here. We've got an optimum track, but it's definitely not in an optimum condition with the rubber as he goes across the line to start what should be a fabulous lap.
We sure hope so. Down into turn 1, down this long straight. Trevor Wenham, he's been competing in the Season 8 of the GT3 League AOR, in his first league within AOR. So certainly experienced with us now, and his first endurance event with AOR too. Qualifying in the top 10 for the Superpole. Fantastic.
Yeah, I think
nicknamed the Boss, might I add.
Is it really? Trevor the Boss Wenham. I was going to say, I think Trevor Wenham rides around in AOR Tier 1 now, in the GT3 League. I've got a funny feeling. I seem to remember the name. So yeah, he's not afraid of putting down a fast time. So yeah, I'll be mightily impressed here. I think we're going to get a good time from Mr. Wenham. So I think for these guys, we might even peek into the 42s.
I suspect you're right. I think we had just four drivers or teams average out in the 142s, but I'm certain that each team has a driver capable of the 142s. The Le Mans Rennsport team here, currently 143.1. So in itself is an average, not far away.
So here we go, coming through the final sector for Trevor Wenham, linking the last corner quite nicely. I'm going to say he's going to go provisional pole. What do you think?
I think he'll take it. He does!
It's a good time. 1:43.1. There you go. Almost into the 42s already.
Incredible. We just watched our Tier 2 broadcast of the Superpole, and the fastest time was a 1:43.4.
Now, that was some lap then, really, from Wenham.
He set an absolute marker down there. I consider that's the first lap of rubber we have down.
I guess I'm not too sure how it works with the... If you skip a session, it depends what the time was when you skipped it, if there was still rubber from the previous. Who knows? I can't remember how it all works, but it should be pretty good. So Adam DeBille then, he is definitely a firm fixture in AOR's Tier 1 GT3 League. So he, again, should be very, very quick round here. I think I recognise a good few names from Tier 1. Connor Wrights, Anarev, Black Gold Source, Solman are all very speedy boys. Some of these names that I don't recognise, I'm sure are very quick anyway. They've made their way into the Superpole for Tier 1 for a reason. The teams have got them there, and they've chosen their drivers to put in the fastest possible time as we watch Adam go through, I think, around about turn 6. Let's get those turns up, actually. We've been slacking for too long. I'll get a map up.
Good stuff. So Adam Jabil here, the Polish driver. As Rach said, you know, a seasoned pro in the top tier of AOR, competing in seasons 6, 7, and 8, and the GT3 leagues. He certainly knows his way. I'm even familiar with this most of Italian liveries on a Ferrari I've possibly ever seen. We absolutely love this pizza spaghetti livery. On his hot lap now, I honestly think a 1:43.1 at this stage is going to be tough to beat, but DeBille looking good, using every inch of curb there. How does he look through the chicane? Pretty safe. Yeah, pretty good.
He's using the same livery that he uses in AOR's GT3 League. Across the lines, not quite good enough for poles. 2 tenths down. That's just goes to show how good Wenham's first lap was then. Adam DeBille will start no higher than second place this afternoon.
Trevor, the boss, Wenham.
The boss doing the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, we are with now Daniel Bashki. I'm assuming that's how you say it, in the beer racing team. The number 10 car. He's going to be putting down what hopefully is a barnstormer of a lap. Rounding the last corner then. Here we go. To start what should be a brilliant one. We'll go on board with him. It's not a great onboard camera in the Audi. Let's go onto the dash.
Really interesting livery, and Audi as well up here in the only Audi in the Superpole competition, but nice matte black with those fluorescent colours.
It's always good news when you see an Audi like out of place, or you see a car that's not in the lineup, because you just think, well, they've obviously done a very good job to get it where it is. You can say the same, I guess, for the Porsche and the Ferrari in this lineup too. We've only got one Aston Martin as well in this lineup, but yes, Audi is not exactly the fan favourite at the moment, really, is it, in ACC?
Not quite. I wonder how it'll treat the last chicane and the big bump curbs.
Yeah, it's
probably very conservatively.
It's not like you can absolutely run through them like you can in the Bentleys, so I would be very surprised if we didn't see the Bentleys do well this afternoon because of how much curb you can take. So we'll look forward to see what happens with those. But yes, coming down towards, I think this is turn 10. Yep. Doing well there. It's a hard stop through turn 10. And then this finicky little section here before we come down to the very tricky section into 13, 14, 15 and round in the last corner. Here we go then. Paschke, yep, avoiding curbs, you're right. He's not going for the big sausages. He is just nicking the small little ones.
No Frankfurters today for Daniel Paschke. It is first AOR event. Coming over the line, and provisional pole.
Yep.
1:43.0.
That's good stuff. Pole for now. That pushes Wenham and DeBille down a place. A 1:43. I still think there's more time out there. I think we're going to see it at some point. When it comes, who knows? Right, so we're on board with the PD PCDC Motorsports, and it's Mats Lum Anderson. We'll just call him Anderson for now because it's easier. The number 13 car. PCDC. What's all that about? Any information on the number 13 car?
It's a great question. We're going to find out.
Let's find out. Putting you on the spot here, mate. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I just want to keep an eye out for that Daniel Paschke and how he does in that Audi throughout the 9 hours. That's a good lap.
Yep. It's the fastest we've seen so far out of both tiers. We did see, though, in the practice sessions leading up to this, we saw a 142 up on the board, but I'm sure that took a few laps to get to. It's a little bit harder to do that, you know, obviously on just the one shot. But this will be an interesting lap here because it's the first of the Bentleys, and these Bentleys can really take a bit of curb. And as you know, through the second sector and the third sector, there's a fair bit of curb going on. As you'll see him ride the curb here, it doesn't upset the car as much as it would in like a Ferrari or a McLaren or even a Porsche, if I say it. But here we go then, going through the very quick turn 9. Taking a lot of curb on the exit. He's going to run down. Now, this is the last sector here. It's going to really show the benefits of having a big old Bentley. Doesn't take the curb on the apex through 10, though. Interesting. Decides to run out on the asphalt. Keep it quick. It'll be the last couple of corners where we really see if he chunks it over those curbs or not, or avoids them altogether. Looks like some avoiding action going on here. Let's see. No, he takes a lot of curb. That's what we wanted to see. That's where the time is. Coming through turn 16. Let's see what he can do across the line then for Anderson. It was second place. Not quite. Not quite.
Wow.
900ths off.
And you know what? The PCDC
Yep.
in the is another racing league.
Oh, is it?
Or organisation that runs an Assetto Corsa Competizione GT3 league.
Okay, well, there you go. We're now with Matthias Kuhn in the Bullet Racing team. Really cool livery here in this Bentley. Looks brilliant. Coming across the line to start open the lap.
Oh, nice stripe.
Yeah. Love a bit of stripes on a racing car, especially when it's like the cross hatching. Oh, I thought it was like a finishing flag, you know, start-finish flag. It's not. It's more of a black and white 9-cat style thing he's got going on there.
I wonder if there's a sort of Belgium-Dutch element to this team. Matthias is Belgian here. We've got a little orange on the car.
Yes, you could be right.
Also, Matthias's first AOR event here. Clearly a quick one, and we're pleased to see him. His nickname is Mizik.
Mizik, okay.
Yep.
People in the chat saying good job to Mats for the PCDC team. So well done. Obviously putting together a good lap. That will go second place for now. So you're no higher than second in this session. As Matthias is really rocketing around this course this afternoon. We're getting to the middle part of this now, so this will be, I guess he was P5 in the lead up to this. So let's see.
P6,
okay.
And just for context, he was 2/10 quicker than Liam Anderson, who we saw just take second.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he should be a shout out for the pole.
Could well be. He is also munching up that curb on the exit, all over the sausage at the end.
That's definitely
Every
where you want
apex.
to be. You can tell he's a Belgian all over that sausage. Coming across the line then for Kuhn. And he does go pole. And he's into the 42s by some margin. 10th and a half faster than the number 10. And that Audi getting pipped. Provisional pole then. Good job.
The 142 has been breached.
Yep.
Kuhn Matthias has taken all the sausage on the exit. Wonderful line down that straight and provisional pole.
Right, so we're getting into the spicy end of this Superpole session. We've got Vasily Anarev. Now, those who have been watching the AOR Endurance with us for quite a while, you'll recognise that name. He's a regular fixture in AOR's Tier 1. So this man should be definitely putting down a brilliant lap here. I'm trying to read his King's Meat Snacks. Loving that. That's absolutely brilliant. That wins the livery draw for me this afternoon. Definitely, if you're advertising a certain type of meat on your car, then that's definitely a winner in my book. Go on, meat snacks! Vasily Anarev then, going through turn 6.
It's like it's set up. We've been making sausage jokes throughout this entire Superpole session, and Anarev just absolutely brings it with this livery.
He does. It's a great livery, great car. Let's go on board with him. Oh, hesitant there. Through turn 9, had to get off the power. Didn't want to push it all the way through, otherwise he would have ended up in the kitty litter. That's interesting. Vasily pushing hard here.
Vasily knows his way around this course in this GT3 car. He has been around AOR and Tier 1 for a good few years.
So, technical section here. Doesn't favour the Aston Martin. But obviously, it's a good all-rounder. Oh, he gets sideways through that little chicane section. That's definitely not going to help him. 14-15 was definitely not the one for Vasily Anarev. We're not going to see a pole here, I don't think. No, 5th place for Vasily. Meat snacks not coming through for him.
I don't know if it's the right snack for him this early a start in the morning.
I don't know. Just meat snacks wins all day for me. This is another really good livery here for Javier Barro in the fast VR Gen team. The 212 car coming across the line to open up his lap. The chat really likes the 911 car. They were going nuts for him in the chat. Meat snacks. Loving that. Come on, Javier, then. We're going towards the spiky end of this grid. We've got 4 more cars to go, is that right? Including?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is Barrio, as is like to be known, from Germany. First AOR event also. Loving to see these new drivers come through, and especially from the Fast VR Team A. So I'm presuming there is a Team B that qualified in 16th. So just didn't quite make the Superpole today.
Just trying to see what he's got on the side of his car. It looks like more of an esports kind of titled car. You can see Fast VR, Cubist Games, or something along those lines on the side of the car. Looks like a nice kind of made-up livery there. Not homage to anything, but his team by the looks of things. But yeah, it's doing well. I haven't seen any mistakes like we saw from Anarev. So yeah, we should see a good time if he can put it all together here.
It should add that this is one of the... so now we're into the teams that averaged out in the 142s.
Ooh.
So every member of these teams is going to be fast. Let's see. Our current Barrio here is a 142.9. They personally set in qualifying this week. And of course that would take them provisionally as they come through the chicane into 2nd place.
What can he do? Fast VR then, going for pole. Crossing the line. Is it good enough? It is! Oh, snatched it away there from the 288 of Kun. Only just. Great lap.
6 100s.
Yeah. Whew.
Absolutely fantastic lap.
Daylight
Barrio,
robbery, huh?
Stolen at last. We have not seen a single bottle in this tier 1. These guys are... They're good.
I think Anarev bottled it. He was a shout for pole.
The meat... I put that just down to the King's meat snacks, if anything.
Meat snacks. Oh dear. Alright, never mind. We're on board with I would say, probably a favourite for the win here. We're in the FTW Racing SimTools team. Now, these guys are just prolific in the endurance scene. They've probably got 2, 3, 4 endurance race wins under their belts. I think their team consists of Nico Solman. I can't remember now. They swap them round.
Lewis Fly and Valentin Chorus
today. Okay. They normally have Luca Weilich normally goes round with them as well, but he's obviously sitting this one out. So yeah, Lewis Fly and Valentin Chorus will be taking up the place here. But Nico Solman's decided to jump in the car and be the big man and go for the pole. He's currently running round. 991 car, FTW Racing. I can't remember what it stands for again. I always forget. Forgot to warm up, I think, is what it stands for.
Oh, not for the win, then?
No, it's like forgot to warm up or something like that.
That's an interesting choice to choose an acronym that already stands for something.
I think that's the joke.
I get it. I get it.
It's a good one, eh? Yeah. I don't know. Those Europeans, they're always funny. I think it's a full German team.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yep. Those Germans and their dry humour, eh?
Oh, I'm still thinking about Kings.
I'm still thinking about those meat snacks as well. Oh, it's not good enough for pole. P2 for Nico Solman.
6/10 covers our top 3, and I just want to add, as we go into the final 2 drivers of PPR Esports and Vanwall Sim Sports, only 6 1,000ths of a second separated these 2 final drivers, who in themselves were a 10th faster than the rest of the field.
I've got some news here. Apparently Luca Vilif's graphics card died. That's why he's not part of the FTW team this weekend. I'm sure he's probably on the roster at least for FTW for the later legs of this Endurance League, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see him. But now we have Black Gold Saw going round in the Bentley. He's vying for pole position. Black Gold Saw, as we all know, is a popular favourite with AOR, and he's going to be throwing down what looks like a brilliant lap here. Coming through, I think it's turn 4. I wonder what he can do. Let's go on board with Mr. Saw. Interestingly enough, we'll go on board with the hand cam, because there's always a good conversation about Black Gold Saw, because he uses a modified controller to get his times. Now, I think it's any way that can get you around the track fast enough is all good in my book.
That's really interesting. Black Gold Saw is always active in our chat as well when he's not competing.
Yep.
It's really good to see. Well, it's really finally good to see him racing.
Yes. He's had some time out of the car, hasn't he, recently? So yeah, good to see him back.
Absolutely sent it.
Good to see him back.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of bratwurst he's eating today. Normally he tells me what kind of cheese he's going to eat before the race, so we'll maybe get a word with him about what cheese he's going to be eating this afternoon. As the young Dutchman then coming through the final sector, then he stays away from the curb, but does munch it on the exit there. I'm not sure this one's going to light the screen, but they do say the slow ones are the slow-looking laps are the fast ones. Black Gold Saw coming across the line then. He does do it by a margin again, 142.7. Woo, we're not into the low 42s, but hey, we're still there.
And to put that in context, they've had a week to qualify, and this one-off hotshot lap is a 10th quicker than what they've done all week.
Woo!
Black Gold Saw out of the bag. Incredible lap.
Right. Literally
but somebody
right.
wants to take them away from it, right?
We've got
Someone's
Connor
here
Wright.
to ruin that.
Yeah. Mr. Wright. The Wright driver for this afternoon. Vanwall Sim Sport then. I don't think I've seen Vanwall Sim Sport fight for pole position before. So really, really good to see this team doing well. Who does the Vanwall Sim Sport team consist of? We've got Connor Wright. We've got Ryan McIntosh in there.
No, we've got an Andy Vanderveld. You remember from our Tier 1 events. And then a Dennis Latz.
Ah, okay. That's good. Yep. Dennis Latz, very speedy boy. Connor Wright, also very speedy boy. It'd be good to see what these guys can do. But yes, I can't remember the last time we saw Vanwall Sim Sport fighting for the lead like this. So this is going to be very interesting. They could start anywhere here. Could be 10th, could be 1st. Who knows? You've got quite a marker, though, to get into the 142s and beat Black Gold Saw. But yeah, this is going to have to be the lap if he wants to do it. Look at the other McLarens. You've got one in 2nd, one in 7th. Where is Connor Wright going to be able to place this car? It's looking good.
All 3 drivers, very experienced GT3 ACC racers. Yeah, I don't think a bottle even comes into the question today for these guys.
Nope, it can't. Can't even talk about bottles. Right.
Into this final chicane, we're going to decide who starts the Tier 1 Superpole and the 9-hour event in Barcelona-Catalunya in first.
Let's see, coming round, turn 16, running down to the line for Connor Wright. Is it enough? It's not. P5 for Connor Wright. And Black Gold Saw then takes the pole. Good start for the PPR team. We've got Barrow in 2nd place, Solman 3rd, Kun in 4th, Wright in 5th as we just watch him cool down to turn 1. Paschke pushed down to 6th, Anderson in 7th there, Trevor Wenham in 8th, Vasily Anavev in 9th, and Adam DeBille in 10th. Woof! That was pretty damn spicy. Black Gold Sword doing the business when it's needed. But look at that. From 5th all the way up to 1st. It's separated by 2/10. Crazy.
And we're just going to see that throughout the 9 hours. So good luck, Rage, trying to keep up with it all. And I'll be with you for most of it. But that's it for our event. We're going to be speaking with Black Gold Saw, hopefully, very shortly. But that is our qualification. Our grid is set for this afternoon's kickoff at 2 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. European.
Yep. Well, we got Black Gold Saw waiting, so let's see if we can have a little chat with him. Hey, it's the Black Gold Saw. Welcome and well done. Congratulations on pole position.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I mean, pole position was pretty difficult to get, actually, because usually my first lap is my slowest lap of the session, so this is expanding my skills for sure.
Well, you did the business when it was needed. I'm going to say that I'm not surprised. I always thought you could do it, and you didn't disappoint. But yeah, you've got some competition around you. You've got FTW in 3rd. You've got obviously Vanwell Simsport team down in 5th. But this is not going to be a walkover.
No, of course not. Never underestimate your opponents, and never underestimate an endurance race. So it's 9 hours. We'll see how it goes, man.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got good company in the PPR team. I think you've got Luke Whitehead with you, haven't you? So that would be very interesting to see how well you guys go round. But get some rest, buddy, because 9 hours is going to be a long old time, and you only got a couple of hours to prepare.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you prepare going into turn 1? What's the plan?
Good question. I don't know. Just break as late as possible and hope for the best.
Brilliant. Break as late as possible, hope for the best. Well, 9 hours is going to be a long old time to be behind the wheel of a car, so we'll let you hop off, and we'll catch you, hopefully, you never know, at the end of this race for a big old congratulations, but there's a long time to go before that.
Yep, that's the goal, man.
Yep, that is the goal. Thanks very much for jumping in, BGS. Appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. Take care, guys.
See you soon. Well, there you go. We are all done, Mr. Smith. We've got...
Indeed we are, Rage. That will see us through till for 2 more hours, and we'll be back.
We will indeed. We'll go live probably about half an hour before the race starts, at least with a starting soon screen. We'll probably come to you guys about 10 minutes before the race is going to go and start talking about what's going to go down. We'll probably just refresh your memories about what happened here in the Superpole, and we'll go live for 9 hours. There's going to be 3 of us this afternoon. We've got myself, Rage, Cardinal Smith, and Chinson will be coming in for some help. Are you going to be joining us first or second?
I'll be with you from the start.
Hey, okay, cool. Good. All right then, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone taking the time this morning, getting up nice and early and watching some Superpole action. We'll see you in a couple of hours for the real thing.